A reading from the Acts of the Apostles. Acts 22, 3 through 16. Paul addressed the people in these words: I am a Jew, born in Tarsus in Cilicia, but brought up in this city. At the feet of Gamaliel, I was educated strictly in our ancestral law and was zealous for God, just as all of you are today. I persecuted this way to death, binding both men and women and delivering them to prison. Even the highest priests in the whole council of elders can testify on my behalf. For from them I even received a letter to the brothers and set out for Damascus to bring back to Jerusalem in chains for punishment those there as well. On that journey I drew near to Damascus. About noon, a great light from the sky suddenly shone around me. I fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to me, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? I replied, Who are you, sir? And he said to me, I am Jesus of the Nazarene, whom you are persecuting. My companions saw the light, but did not hear the voice of the one who spoke to me. I asked, What shall I do, sir? The Lord answered me, Get up and go to Damascus. There you will be told everything appointed for you to do. Since I could see nothing because of the brightness of that light, I was led by hand by my companions and entered Damascus. A certain Ananias, a devout observer of the law and highly spoken of by the Jews who followed there, came to me and stood there and said, Saul, my brother, regain your sight. And at that very moment I regained my sight and saw him. Then he said, The God of our ancestors designated you to know this, to see the righteous one, and to hear the sound of his voice. For you will be his witness before all to what you have seen and heard. Now, why delay? Get up and have yourself baptized and your sins washed away, calling upon his name. The word of the Lord. So the message of acceptance continues. Of all the 27 books in the New Testament, 13 are attributed to St. Paul, and the Acts of the Apostles contain many stories about Paul. The letters of St. Paul describe the meaning of a Christian life and spirituality. There's no doubt that the letters of St. Paul were very influential in the time of the early church as well as today. What is really surprising is that St. Paul, when he was known as Saul before his conversion, was a feared persecutor of the Christians, and that he was even sent by the high priest and the whole council of the Jewish elders to the neighboring Damascus to capture Christians and bring them back to Jerusalem for punishment. What is even more surprising is that Jesus would choose such a man, who was there at the stoning of St. Stephen, and with so much blood of Christians on his hands. So it was there on the road to Damascus that a bright light shone around Saul, and he fell to the ground and heard a voice, and then realized that in persecuting Christians, he was actually persecuting Jesus, and subsequently he was struck blind. And it was ironic that he was healed of his blindness by Christians called a Christian called Ananias. The very people that he persecuted were also the ones who healed him. The conversion of St. Paul reminds us of what Jesus taught us in the gospel, to love our enemies and to pray for those who persecute us. As much as the Christians at that time feared Saul the persecutor, they prayed for him, and he became St. Paul the Apostle to the Gentiles. In the account of the healing of St. Paul's blindness, it was also a Christian who healed him. So let us believe that in praying for our enemies, Jesus will shine his light on them. May we also be courageous to offer them healing and reconciliation. Peace.